What's going on, everyone? We've had an exciting second day of Eternal Masters spoilers, and I feel like I've put together all of the ones at least released to this point. Usually there are a second set released later in the night in the foreign markets, or foreign to me anyway, and I always try to mop those up on the following day. So let's get going right away with our first spoiler, Animate Dead. I am a little partial to the old art, definitely, but there are a few different arts out there. I think this was also in the Graveborn deck, Alpha Beta Unlimited. I remember opening it in Revised. At Uncommon, definitely a fun card for the format as we see some of the archetypes come to light. Now we've got Balance at Mythic for obvious draft reasons. This is an expensive card in its alpha and beta forms, but otherwise it's not crazy. So from a $20 per pack aspect, opening this as your Mythic will feel kind of bad unless the foils go crazy, but it's banned in a lot of formats, so it's hard to speculate on what we're going to see with that sort of thing. But I do remember playing this in Old School Magic or 93-94 Magic, which I hope to play at GP Minneapolis this week, as long as I can beat this flu that is ascended upon me. So we also have Control Magic, and for a lot of you, you'll remember this old art like this. This is the Control Magic I remember. Definitely prefer the old art, but again, I'm an old guy, so therefore I do like the old art. Simple spell, you control enchanted creature. Great for limited. I could see why it's rare. You wouldn't want too many of these floating around in any one draft deck. Then we have a big one, though. Big one. Dack Faden, our second Planeswalker. Getting rid of the rumors of Liliana, although I never really suspected Liliana. Everyone whose opinion I trust and who is much more intelligent than I told me that she will be in the next Modern Master set, which makes sense. Dack Faden, as you know, was in Conspiracy, and really most of us who don't play these formats or didn't open Conspiracy are at least aware of the fact that foil versions of Dack Faden are currently $300 plus, and I don't expect that to go down much. So this will definitely be a big chase rare, chase mythic, along with Jason Mind Sculptor. We also have Diminishing Returns, which was printed in Alliances in 6th edition, at least. Other versions may have existed. Each player shuffles his or her hand into the graveyard, into his or her library. You exile the top 10 cards of your library. Then each player draws up to 7 cards. Definitely an interesting spell. Should be fun to draft. Again, here we have Dual Caster Mage, which the only printings I could find were actually in a Commander 2014 product, as well as a Judge promo. Interesting 3-mana 2/2 flash. When it enters the battlefield, copy target instant or sorcery spell. You may choose new targets for that copy. So definitely a very cool spell. It's like Fork, right? If I remember right, with a 2/2 body attached to it. So this is going to be an extremely powerful card to draft, and thus being rare makes total sense. Here we have a much-needed reprint, a very expensive, uncommon, Enlightened Tutor, which was printed in Mirage and 6th edition. It's relevant for the fact that it's a $10, $20 uncommon at one point. Now, this should help that, although being printed at rare, maybe not that much, but at least it'll probably bring these versions probably $3 to $5. Again, at $20 a pack. Frown sauce at your rare, but, you know, it's definitely a card that needed to be reprinted, and we're happy to see it. Here we have Entomb, printed in Odyssey and then in the Graveborn set. One of the cards I think that drove the purchases of Graveborn, simply a single black, search your library for a card, then put the card into your graveyard, then shuffle your library. It's a $20 card. Very cool. I love this art. Just solid card. Then we have Giant Tortoise. Really only a few printings of this. 4th edition Arabian Nights, a 1/1 for 2 that gets 0/3 as long as it's untapped. So a 1/4 blocker for 2 seems pretty good. It doesn't have reach, but I don't know. It's fine. I try to mix in with a big bomb like this one. Bam! Caracas gets reprinted from Legends, and Judge promos, I think, are the only... There may be a few obscure other copies out there. This is a $150 card on TCG Mids. The Judge promos like $160, $170. So foil versions of this Caracas could be $150 plus, maybe more in time. Definitely desperately needed a reprint, and happy to see it. Then we have Mistress Factory. This, of course, was spoiled late night. Cool art. Cool for the format. Happy to see it. Then we have another big spoiler here with Sensei's Divining Top. One of the high-priced foils in it from the vault, as well as its original printing in Champions of Kamigawa. $30 card with foils reaching $50 plus. It's hard to speculate what this card will settle at in price, but it's one of those rares that will pay for your pack most certainly, and it's something that you're going to be happy to open in draft or in just pack cracking or whatever you might be doing. Then, as we see more of the archetypes that we're going to see in this draft, it would appear that Elves will be there. Shaman of the Pack, which was actually... it's cool to see newer cards reprinted and seeing play in Eternal formats. Here we have Shaman of the Pack, a high draftable card in Origins Elves limited play or sealed play. And it will definitely be fun to play in Eternal Masters draft. Again, we have more elf love here. Original printing in Legions, and then it's been a couple dual decks. Timberwatch Elf, 3 mana, 1/2 that taps. Target creature gets +X until end of turn, where X is the number of elves on your battlefield. Very powerful. I imagine first pickable and build around card if you're drafting elves in this format. You don't need a ton of elves for Timberwatch Elf to be extremely powerful. Then we have Vampiric Tutor. So we can expect to see the rest of the tutors. I can't see a scenario where they wouldn't. Things like Mystical Tutor, but maybe. It's about a $30 card. Another pay for your pack pull. I suspect this coming out at $30, should be sub $20 after some of these packs are open, maybe even less. Unfortunately, it's at Mythic, but again, I understand that for limited play. We also have today everyone's favorite Werebear, printed only in Odyssey, as far as I know. Just a 2 mana 1/1 that you can tap for mana, which is nice, and it also has Threshold, where as long as you control 7 more cards that are in your graveyard, you get a 2 mana 4/4, which of course is great as well. And then we have Wirewood Symbiotic, which was printed in Scourge and some dual decks. Pretty simple. We see the Elves archetype filling out here. Return an elf you control to its owner's hand. Untap target creature. Activate this ability only once each turn. So definitely you want to be picking this up in your elf builds. Here we have Judgment World Gorger Dragon. This is the last of today's spoilers. I actually opened one of these in my Judgment Fat Pack, I believe. 7/7 Flying Trampler. It is not a super expensive card. It's, of course, at Mythic because it's a 7/7 Flying Trampler that trades... You trade all other permanents you control for the 7/7 Flying Trampler. Now, when it gets removed, you get your stuff back, so it's very powerful. Obviously, Mythic. So definitely happy with a lot of the reprints. I think we're still waiting on some more Mythics. Things like maybe we'll even see Tarmogoyf or Berserk as green Mythics. It's hard to say. Maybe we'll see them tonight. I like how they kind of have two main spoiler times that they seem to be coordinating, so all of us can experience some excitement. While a lot of these were spoiled while I was asleep, I understand in foreign markets they have the same problem, so I like they're splitting it up. And this concludes Day 2 of Eternal Masters spoilers. What do you guys think? I'd love to hear in the comment section down below. If you guys are enjoying the spoiler stuff, you guys are always requesting that I do it, and so I've tried to lump them all up into kind of recaps. Hope you guys are enjoying this. We'll talk to you again real soon. What's up, and thanks for watching this video. I produce all different kinds of content, so if you haven't yet, click on my face to subscribe. If you want to watch more videos, I've got some sweet playlists, including this one, where I open up every fat pack ever created. I've also got this one over here where I open just about anything vintage and old and expensive for your enjoyment. And all this is made possible by the awesome backers at our Patreon, which is linked in the description of every video. Hop on over there, check it out, see if it's something you might want to consider. If not, sit back, enjoy, and I'll still love you.